Hi, I'm Alan.
And I'm Alan.
And we're best friends. We met when we were 5, and we got to have babies a month apart. When I was pregnant, I watched about 1 billion YouTube videos on all the things. Today we're going to talk about
the things that we wish that we had known before we gave birth.
That's it.
Take it away, Albert.
The first big thing for me is that you really have to completely surrender to things not going the way that you want. I wanted to have an unmedicated birth. I ate 7 dates every day. I did squats and Kegels and all the things. And when it came down to it, I was 8 days overdue. I had to be induced. I was so pissed about it. I was hot and miserable. I ended up being on Pitocin for 24 hours, and it was so freaking painful. By the time I finally gave in to getting an epidural, I was 2 seconds away from pushing. So thank God I got it because I ended up tearing. Woo-hoo. And I'm so glad.
Oh, look at this angel you got.
What about you, Alan? What's your number one thing?
Well, my first one, I'm going to piggyback off of what you said. Because Rev is my second. I felt like I kind of knew the surrender bit. But
she did tell me that.
So the second time around, I was planning an unmedicated birth at home. The way that I prepared in my mind was, if I have to go to the hospital, it'll be because of I can't handle the pain. And I didn't think about the fact that there are things that are out of your control if you're planning on birthing with a midwife or even in a birthing center. They have protocols. There are things that you cannot control in addition to the pain. Because I just focus on that as the number one thing. Okay, if I can just get through the pain, I can do this without an epidural and I can do it at home. But in my situation where I had an early water break, the midwife suggested that I transfer to the hospital. So it was totally out of my hands and I had not anticipated that at all.
Right.
What's your second?
My second piece of advice is to take the stool softener.
Oh, God.
I mean, I cannot even tell you the pain, the excruciating pain I had trying to poop after giving birth. It was horrible. It was horrible. And
did it not hurt though? Did it not cramp your tummy?
So here's the thing. In the hospital, and they offered me a laxative and a stool softener, the sweet nurse we had was like, this is probably going to make your stomach hurt really bad. And I was like, do I have to take it? She was like, no, I wouldn't take it. So I was like, yeah, I don't want it. And in retrospect, I should have taken it because I did not take it, and I got really backed up. And then I ended up having to take a bunch of crazy stuff. And
everyone's trying to poop right now. Alan, this might change my second tip because, well, this is the postpartum tip, but I'm a big fan of having a free enema on hand with just water.
Really?
We could go into that in a different video.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a postpartum video.
Okay.
And a poop video.
My
sorry.
Second tip would be focus on one breathing technique. Just anchor yourself and really get comfortable with one breathing technique that you can do during a surge contraction. That's all I really felt like I needed and all that I really felt like I could focus on in the moment. And I did some hypnobirthing stuff. It was just a simple count with a simple visualization of, I think it was riding an elevator, because there was something about the upward motion dilating your cervix. The first time around, I did not prepare any breathing. I don't know exactly why. When I would be in those intense moments, just felt like I was out of control almost.
Yeah.
Like it was just so hard to stay grounded through them. And the second time around, it really helped me.
That's a great one. Piggybacking off of that, I was going to say...
Piggy on over.
Piggy.
Famous Piggy.
Piggy on by. This little piggy doesn't like it. One of the things that surprised me the most of the whole experience was the actual pushing part. I was so terrified about that hurting so much. But really for me, everything leading up to that hurt so much because they had to manually break my water with basically a crochet hook is what it should look like. And it was so
crochet hook?
Yeah, and after that it was it was on. But anyways, once I finally got to the pushing part, it was actually time really did stop. I mean, by that point, I had an epidural, so I just was more comfortable. You guys, they're talking But yeah, pushing was really sweet. They dimmed the lights. Everybody was like talking quietly. I only had to push for 45 minutes. Even tearing and stuff wasn't that bad because it was like I was finally doing the thing that I'd been preparing for. Oh,
do you guys just want to take it from here? Alan, so to that end, one of my tips for birth is the realization that the birth itself is a couple days maybe at the most. And then you are momming. And I feel like we spend so much time focusing on the birth and even making the birth sort of this gauge of who we are as moms. The birth is such a monumental experience for baby and mama. But there's so much that happens after that I think balancing your time preparing for birth and also the time that comes after, whether it's breastfeeding or just like how to nurture yourself through postpartum.
Yeah, that was one of the things I was going to say too. I was shocked at how unprepared I was for like the actual healing time and actually having a newborn. I wish I had focused more time on breastfeeding info and even how to like give a newborn a bath. Like I was so obsessed with the actual labor part. I mean, you know, it works out and you just jump into the deep end because you have to and it's beautiful.
Alan, I was trying to remember if you did this too, but one of my tips, if you are having a vaginal birth, when you're getting close, you know that the baby's crowning to reach down and touch their head as it's coming out.
Yeah.
Did you do that?
I did do that, and it was so sweet. I was thinking about that on my drive over here. Actually, he had a little bit of like dry blood on his head for like a week, and I felt really nostalgic about it because I felt that was like the first little place I connected. Like actually was like, this is a baby that is coming out of my body.
Yeah, I mean it's
like real.
It's so amazing, and I feel like you can feel that they're between worlds.
Yeah.
It's such an incredible feeling, and I feel like it's a full sense of the power of your body and what it can do, and just this creature that's coming earthside. So
totally. And
reach
like,
down there and grab a feel.
Yeah, grab a little touch of the head. It is really powerful, and I remember when they first laid him on me, so much was happening. My husband's Italian, and he was like talking in Italian, and I was just, you know, crying and stuff. And someone was like, you can say something to your baby, but I thought I was talking because it was like in my mind. Like,
I'm sure you were like communicating with him.
Yeah, I thought I was like having this conversation with my like deep, soulful baby who wasn't so wiggly yet. But it wasn't even out loud.
Okay. I feel like we're up to our four tips.
I don't know.
Tips?
I have no idea.
Just the tip. Sometimes I feel like there's this idea that all of the things that you do to make it a nice experience kind of don't matter in the end. But I absolutely loved my LED candles. You know, that's like, if I did a birth bag, that's like my number one thing.
Yeah, she sent those to me too, and I loved it.
And my son and I prepared birth essential oil. Just like anything to make the experience your own and beautiful. I remember that stuff when I think back. You would think that it just is sort of incidental, but I do remember it.
One thing I remember too, I was very concerned about being really thirsty and really hungry while I was at the hospital.
I thought you were going to say pooping.
And pooping. I was very worried about all of that. But it's so intense when you're on such a ride that you really don't care. Like, I wasn't like, dang it, I wish I had some almonds right now. Like, you do it. You have a baby. Your life changes in a second. I remember when we finally got up to our room and all that stuff, it was like midnight. And somebody brought me like a blueberry muffin from like it looked really, like, it looked like it's from like a gas station. Like, it wasn't like an artisanal muffin.
Spinnaker.
But but it was the best darn muffin I've ever had in my life. You're physically doing what you were made to do, the most demanding thing of your whole life, and you can do it. You can do it without water or a snack.
But a lot of times you can have water and a snack, and they don't tell you that. I had such an amazing birthing staff in the hospital when I had to transfer from my home birth, and they were so great about trying to create as much of a home birthing situation for me in the hospital. So they were like, yeah, of course, like in my OB too, like, of course you can eat. Let me wash out this tub for you so that you can have the water birthing experience. Not that I could give birth in the tub, but that I could labor in the tub. There's a lot, I think, that you can do even if things don't go according to your plan.
Yeah.
But yes, the first postpartum meal is just daggone delicious.
Daggone delicious.
Oh.
I feel like there's so many more things to say, and it like leaves your brain, and hormonally that's like a thing that happens. Someone tooted.
Hi, Dad.
It wasn't It's one of these babies.
Did anybody take pictures or video of your actual labor?
No, and I wish they had.
I have my mom take pictures and videos.
That's so
and while they're
cool.
not
Flattering.
artistic, flattering, oh, someone educate everyone on how to not take pictures of the new mother up her chin.
Oh my God.
Why?
Horrible.
Why?
Horrible.
Like, yes, get the baby, but take YouTube. Take a photo of the mom and the baby. Here, let's do a reenactment. Right? Okay, baby on the boob for the first time. Camera here.
Camera up.
Camera up. Camera above the shoulder. Not camera over here. That's of mom's chin, not your beautiful angel.
That inspired Giles here.
I love being able to look back at those pictures in the video.
That's really cool.
And that was a really awesome way to involve my mom in the birth experience.
Gosh, and I just thought all of you who are about to give birth right now in the time of COVID, that sucks that you may not be able to have more than one person.
Oh, she's stroking your hair.
Having babies is the best. You got it. You can do it.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
And it's not going to be anything like you think, probably.
Yeah. Get ready to have your mind blown.
But it's going to be better than you
And
think.
your vagina.
The thing that you could not possibly imagine is the flood of love that you will feel immediately.
Yeah, it is amazing. And when it's go time, when you're actually in labor and giving birth, man, so much happens and so much is just out of your control, and it's really just like you got to go along for the ride.
Yeah. Say bye-bye, friends.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to our video.
Wave cheek.